Hey everyone, I got a multitude of requests. I mean, I got so many requests to do the look that I was wearing in my elf review videos. I recorded all those videos, about 7 or 8 of them, on the one night. I wasn't even that bonkers about my makeup on the day, but a lot of ye liked it, so I decided to go ahead and do the tutorial for you. So I used all the same products that I used in that look. It might look a tiny bit different. The eye shape, I kind of gave myself a slightly more lifted eye shape, which I prefer, but besides that it's the same. If you want to see all the products that I used, you can go to my blog at letzmakeup.com, but just keep watching on to see how I did this look. So this is the shape we're going for, and it's roughly what I had on in that elf, like all my elf review videos, maybe tweaked a tiny bit. I'm not sure because it's like a week since I did that, but it's the same products anyhow. And it's that lifted eye shape I generally like to go for. I just think it suits my eye shape and a lot of eye shapes, and it just gives that more kind of feline look to the eye. So to start off with, I'm going to go with my trusty BH Cosmetics primer and just apply that over the lid. I'm just using a Daniel Sandler blending brush, but you can use your finger or whatever you want here. Primers are always optional, but it's just that it'll grab onto the eyeshadow and make it last, the eyeshadow, and just make it last so much longer. Next I'm going to get a black kohl pencil and just apply that in on the waterline first. And now I'm just going to run some of that kohl pencil on the back of my hand. This is just to kind of soften it up a bit, and it allows it to go on smoother around my lash line when I use a brush. So this is just a synthetic eyeshadow brush, and I'm just picking up some of that pencil, and it also helps to melt it a little bit with you know, just the body heat, the heat from your hand, and then you can see it goes on so much smoother than if you were to apply it directly to the lid and then blend it out. So for the highlight I went with a blush. This is the one in Got a Glow, so it's that colour there. And I'm just going to apply that underneath the brow arch. It's got a nice kind of golden tint to it. With my Mystic Moss eyeshadow, I'm just going to pile that or pack that on over where I put the kohl pencil. I'm bringing this above the crease a little bit. I'm also going to apply this underneath the lower lash line. So this is just a BH Cosmetics eyeshadow brush that came with their 10-piece kit. Next, get a blending brush and soften that edge. You can see with the eyeshadow shape, I've brought it up pretty much at the same angle as my lower lid. You don't want to bring the eyeshadow down any further because it'll take away from that lovely elongated and lifted eye shape. And what I did when I had my makeup done the last time like this, I got some of the Glow, is a blush from the like cheaper line, the £1 line. I just used this to go around the edge of that eyeshadow. It just gives a hint of more of a corally gold colour. And then it was the charcoal colour I used next. This guy here, so it's just a really, really dark grey charcoal colour. And that goes above my crease. Using the same blending brush again. This is, it's Sigma's 217. I'm not sure what that's called now. And then just blend it so that it matches the other side, so it's just really well blended, quite soft. I applied some more of that highlighter blush to the inner corners of my eye to help blend the eyeshadow in that section and also to brighten up that area because I tend to go quite blue there. Next I used my eye transformer palette to brighten up the body of the eyeshadow. So it's the gold or yellow colour here, and just pack that over the moving part of the lid. Keep it down on that part of the lid only. And then it just really brightens it up, that area. On this inner corner, like around the tear duct area, I went into the pink here, and that'll help brighten up the inner corner. Pink is a really brightening colour. It's why a lot of eye creams and concealers and stuff tend to be pink tinted. So it's really good for brightening up the inner pocket, especially if you have a high bridge nose, like nose bridge like I do. And then I used the green, just picked up a little bit of that and applied that underneath the lower lash line. So it really makes it look like you've way more eyeshadows on than you have. But it's just the one eyeshadow with a few different overlays. Now with the cream eyeliner by e.l.f., this is just the black one, I'm going to apply that above the lash line. So if you want any tips on how to get your eyeliner symmetrical and perfectly even, go to my my perfect eyeliner tutorial and you can pick up some tips there. I'll leave a link for that below. So I'm keeping this really, really narrow on the inner corner. And for the tail, or the flick, or whatever you want to call it, it goes up pretty high and it pretty much follows my lower lash line. So that roughly follows this one, and I can just fill it in now. Finish off the eyeshadow, I'm going back into the charcoal and using a tiny smudge brush. This is my NYX smudge brush. An angled brush will do if you don't have one of these. And I'm going to apply that just underneath the outer half, say, of my lower lash line. But I'm also bringing it up just underneath that line. So it really marries the eyeshadow and the eyeliner shape together. And again, it kind of helps with that lifted shape of the eye. So I just topped up the coal in my waterline and applied mascara. So for the eyebrows, I'm going to use the e.l.f. brow set, and this is in the medium colour, or the eyebrow kit. I'm going to use the little brush that comes with it just to show you how to use it. Now the actual kind of shadow side of the brush, which would be for filling in the brown powder, it's grand for my eyebrows because I have loads of hair and I have a big size now. But if your eyebrows are thin, especially if they were as thin as how mine used to be, this would be way too bushy or just too big for it. But it's grand for me now because my eyebrows are so massive since I've grown them back. And then I flip around to the angle side and just go into the wax. I just kind of go back and forth like that just to pick up a good bit. Now the wax is quite dark. It's a good bit darker than the powder, so I quite like it for adding definition, especially on the tail area. But if you're more on the like light to medium brown side, it might be a bit too dark for you. Or I can use the side of it then to brush through the hairs, so it'll kind of keep them in place the same way my clear mascara would. So like I said in my other video, I'm not that bonkers about the only e.l.f. blush I have, which is this glow one. That's why I used it on my eyes. So I'm going to use my MAC, the new Creme Blend blush, and this is in something special. It's a gorgeous coral pink colour. Just going to pick it up with my finger and apply that to the apples of my cheeks. It's much more suiting with my own skin tone than that much more orange glow blush that the e.l.f. crowd sent me. I love these new creme blend blushes because they're nowhere near as greasy feeling as their predecessors were, and I find that they're just more suitable for every skin tone, and they last longer and they just feel much nicer when they're on. They blend beautifully as well. It gives just such a lovely glow to the skin. Because I've always been kind of scared of wearing cream blushers before, as I find that they are very greasy, but these not at all. So now I'm going to use the e.l.f. Oh god, what's it called? The mousse whip. I can't remember because I showed it anyhow in my overview video. It was this highlighter cream. You can see there I had to depot it into one of these guys because the packaging came and broke. But this is just a really beautiful light white highlighter. I dab that along the top of my cheekbones. It gives such a beautiful high shine highlight. without it being tacky. Again, I prefer these liquid and cream formulas of highlighters for daytime. I think a habit for me is that I used to always stick with powders, which I'm getting out of, thankfully now. And I'm going to apply a little bit of that to the bridge area of my nose. A lot of people like to highlight their entire nose. I don't really need to, because that's the area that gets oily, but this area, because it dips back so far, you can see my nose, it's quite prominent at the end, but it dips back really far here. It just kind of helps bring it out, or give the illusion of it being out a little bit further. And you can apply a little bit to your cupid's bow as well. Now I'm going to apply my powder. So I didn't apply my powder at the start before the eyes when I did my foundation, in case there was any fallout, and there was a little bit that I cleaned up when I did my mascara. I'm going to use my trusty MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. I still love this powder above any other powder. If it were nighttime, I would definitely contour a little bit, but as it's just early afternoon here, so I'm going to let the highlights do the talking while it's daytime, and I will be heading out and about in a while. But for the lips, I'm going to correct the shape a teeny tiny bit, just using my Subculture by MAC, just anything that's close to your own lip colour. If you have a really nice lip shape, you don't need to. Most people don't. My lips are just quite uneven. And I'm going to finish off with the mineral lip gloss that e.l.f. sent me in the colour Bare. This reminds me very, very much of the new Gaga lip gloss. It's just a very browny nude colour. So there you have it, guys. It's totally finished, and it's just a really, it's very highlighted, which I really love at the moment. I'm kind of going through a phase of loving highlights, and then that lifted eye shape that you use your eyeliner to achieve, or you could use eyeshadow to achieve that if you were just more precise with the application, and then quite pared down everywhere else. But strong eyebrows, I think, go really well with this look as well. If you're thinner, if your eyebrows are thinner, just maybe darken them a little bit or thicken them out a tiny bit, or whatever suits yourself. But this is pretty much the look I had on in my e.l.f. Review videos anyhow, guys. So I hope you liked it, and I'll chat to you really soon for another video. Bye, guys.